Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome to a video looking at the best ways and quickest ways to get ISO 8. Let's face it, this is a problem that a lot of players have in Marvel contests, whether or not it's getting more ISO, whether or not it's managing ISO and stuff like that. I do a pretty good job when it comes to managing a lot of my ISO, in particular like how I then choose to bring in X amount in to my inventory, my stash, and how I look to manage said stash at the same time, and how I rotate around days and give myself plenty of lead time when it comes to things like 22-hour events. You know, whilst we're recording this video, it's just a case of like, oh, well, the level up event is on, and I use like a certain amount of ISO for that, and how I then get some ISO back, and also kind of future plan other things when it comes to rank ups and stuff like that. But what are the best places, best methods when it comes to like picking up more ISO? As you progress down the line, you've got like things like 6 stars, 5 stars, or whatever, you do find you need a lot more ISO to rank up a champion, and the cost that there comes with it. But the ISO can be something that a lot of players are without. So where are the best places you can go to get ISO in general? Well, first of all, a lot of us know that duping champions, anything that you dupe from a 4-star, 5-star and 6-star does mean you get the better quality or better volume of ISO back for your troubles. Apart from that, champ duping, there's also alliance events. There's not a huge amount when it comes to like alliance events where you pick up from a 1-day or 3-day, but the thing to emphasize with this is it's all about shards. Shards from events means crystals. Crystals means duping, so that's something as well. Being an alliance helps out a lot with that. Act content as well. So Act content will allow some ISO for the trouble of the grind. So in Act 7, it's definitely been something that's been a great improvement. When you go into the view rewards and you go and break down some of the quests and some of the quests themselves, you'll see there's a volume of ISO available for you to grab. It's not a huge amount, but as you progress on, you do see like a better kind of like chunk for your trouble. Again, future investment is stuff like alliance wars. That's something. Incursions is also there. Objectives, when those are on and you're not doing any kind of act content, then you got those to grind out. Side quests, they are great, but with all of that stuff, all of those getting those shards, and even doing the likes of Cavalier difficulty and uncollected, what are the best and quickest ways to grab a quick amount of ISO? That's the quickest, number one. The quick-ish, so stuff that's quite quick or maybe requires a bit of time to it. The kind of short to long-term investment, and as well short to mid-term. And a copy of this spreadsheet, which I'm going to be referring to, is in the link in the description, and each year I'll return back to it to kind of go like, okay, well, this is going to change, this is better, this is worse, whatever. But yeah, this is like me creating spreadsheets around the content that I do. Let's kick things off indeed with incursions. Incursions is really important because you get yourself shards. As I said, one of the big processes is grabbing volumes of shards. It's also double important because you're picking up some of the artifacts. And what do artifacts mean? Well, if you go to the store, you can pick yourself up special incursions crystals. And these special incursion crystals, if you're not hunting any particular champion and you want to just get yourself just, I don't know, loads of, you could do this if you want, and it's up to you. If you're not interested too much of going, say, the 5-star route, and you can do like, I don't know, 5-star crystal right off the bat, you could either go and grab loads of 4-star hero crystals with your incursion shards, which you could have like, you know, upwards, I think it's like 50,000 incursion shards. It might have changed. And then just grab yourself loads of champions, loads of dupes of those champions, and then you're able to get yourself some ISO really, really quickly, depending on what you got available. I mean, like I got 4K. I don't do incursions because I don't have the time. I could just grab myself a 3-star, or kind of push in a little bit more with grinding the content, pick up a 4-star, boom, get a dupe, get myself lots of ISO. There we go. Perfect. Next, weekly and also daily objective crystals. As you can see, I've done my daily and weekly ones. I think they're really important to do. You get these nice little crystals that allow you to drop a good amount of ISO. Like it's luck. Like these Cavalier objective crystals, they will have like either ISO, gold, hero crystal shards, or catalyst. It is pot luck whether or not you get something drop that you require. But if you have a high volume at any given time, or you know, you could have, I don't know, I think it's like 1 or 2 objective ones, or do through the week, you're able to get yourself some ISO back. That's one area. But also there's the daily crystals, those daily Thronebreaker crystals. Does give you some slight chance of picking up a champion and some shards, but it's mainly like other stuff. It's kind of a loose thing. I save up a huge chunk and just kind of like go through a load. I get a fair amount of 5 stars, But you know, it is down to pot luck whether or not you pick up something from that. But mainly with those objective ones that you can grab on a daily and weekly basis. 22-hour events next. Now there is, like, depending on where you are with your progression, there is a way to get, like, first of the milestones of the rewards, you get yourself a nice load of ISO. The further you go with the game, the further you get back from it when it comes to the 22-hour events, but it's still something because you're grabbing the ISO. Yes, it's 3, but it sets you off on like a little bit more by going and doing different things. As I said, incursions, doing those objective crystals, and then it's going to be about content, which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, like, it's great to do 22-hour events. I rate them a lot more than you might think, and they're great. They're great for your progression. They're great for grabbing units, revives, health potions, you name it, fantastic. And that leads us over to things like side quest. The side quest is one of the best because that's allowing you to get the ISO, it's allowing you to get your shards, it's allowing you to, you know, side events are about low energy spend, and that's something that you need to think about. If there's a place that you can go to grab something that's low energy spend, right, that is going to be mega for you if you're kind of looking to use your energy in different places, as I'm very cautious about where I use my energy, where I grind like revives, health potions and things like that, progression I make, etc. There's also Cavalier difficulty or uncollected. Okay, in these particular events, they're really good at picking up a nice amount of ISO. It's not super spicy, and I wish Caban would buff the Cavalier and uncollected, especially for things like ISO. But if you look into getting yourself shards, shards mean crystals, crystals mean duping, that's very important as well. And with uncollected, if you look into some of the quests themselves, you get yourself ISO, yes, number 1, but also number 2, you do get yourself some 4-star crystal shards. They are very, very important for you when it comes to duping, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Now, to just quickly catch our breath, there's a lot of quick and quick-ish type areas to pick up ISO. It may not give you the full amount you require, and this really requires you to do some long-term investment to have benefits in future short terms. What the hell do I mean by that? Max signature crystals. Max signature crystals or max sigging champions can really unlock your roster from the point of acquiring more shards. If you 200 signature a 5-star, if you 99 signature a 4-star, make sure as well when you get a chance is just go to see what signature stones that you have. Anytime you get an opportunity to pick up signature stones, you're able to apply them to champions. I do try, and as soon as I get 4 stars, boom, put them on the 4 stars. Get them up to 99 if you want to. If they're close to 99, like say they're like 91, like put them up to 99. The reason being, as soon as you dupe champions, it is going to be beneficial for you and your roster, especially when you look to go for dual class crystals. And if you are going, oh, well, I've got a science champion coming up that I really want to dupe, buy a couple of the 4-star ones, the dual class ones. And the same thing when it comes to any type of class, and then hoard them, and then when it's right, just pop them open. It just means that then you've got these kind of like waiting, and you can just like pop them open and go, okay, well, I get the plus amount of ISO per the champion. Again, to kind of explain that, when you go to like your level up, which is there, and we get ourselves Mole Man, for example, and we then kind of like grab in something like a skill. So, you know, as I said, I cannot keep these in reserve. Just going to claim one right in there, which gives 5,000. As you can see, what popped up just there, 7,500. So if we've done that process and we've put in, we've got a dual class for skill / mutant, and yes, okay, RNG factors into it, but say you pick up a skill, and like you pick up a skill, but you'll keep the crystal, you hoard the crystal, you pop it open when you need it. So that's what the point I'm trying to get to is, hoard the crystal that you want for the class that you want and pop it open. Yes, RNG, but at least to say you're not putting into your stash and over expanding your inventory if you are free to play. So it kind of allows you to manage that particular type of ISO. I think I got to the point there with that about managing that. In any case, dual class crystals are good when it comes to like duping. I would say if you're going featured, chances are you pick up a new champion. If you want a new champion, hey, that's good for you. But if you want to get yourself more ISO, it is more likely to go down the route of dual class, whether or not it's 5-star. 6-star, bit of an iffy one because it's a larger pool. And 5-star hero crystals, I don't rate them anymore. But I would say to kind of like point of reference, dual class is the best to go if you want to get more ISO. It's more likely you'll pick up a dupe. It's more likely you'll have ISO. It's more than likely that you will see that as a good investment. Oh, and also shards. Like, you get loads of Prem Crystal shards, Grandmaster shards from doing Arena. Do Arena, like, it's a great place to grab shards. Then it means that you're able to invest it in getting your ISO from duping champions. And the final elements of this that are kind of like short to mid-term is that go for, make sure you kind of grind out to get the shards from the special monthly crystals. So those are, like this month, Cavalier Women of Power or Women of Power crystal shards, and the same thing with Metal and Mutant. This allows you to kind of like get more shards, more champions duped, more ISO for your trouble. So that's the kind of like main thing there. Yes, there is Alliance War, but you know, it's up to you. If you do Alliance War and you get some good stuff at the end of it, it's more of a long-term based investment. So yeah, to kind of finish off, I would say to anybody, if you want to quickly grab ISO, go to Incursions, do that, do Arena grind, get some shards from that. In 3 days, you'll have yourself the champions required. Do some side quests. Hold back and keep your 4-star shards in order to pop open dual class crystals. It just means that you're able to manage that particular ISO and hopefully specifically get something within the class that you want, especially because, as we said, there's a difference between 5,000 of the ISO points, whatever it is, and 7,500, which we've seen in the video which I demonstrated. But yeah, that's been the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you learned something, and try and invest in that long-term max signature idea, because it really helps out your roster from doing things like Arena, grabbing shards, popping them open, getting champions up, signature stones invested, and all that stuff. And that's been the video. Thank you for watching. Make sure as well to check out some other content which is located on screen right now. Check out the spreadsheet and all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that'll be. Bye-bye.